Well, we're back. Let's see if we can get the top three into the broadcast booth here. What a run by the number 9 of Dominic Gioia, leading 69 laps out there, coming up just short at the end of this one. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Dominic here. Dominic Gioia, what a run by you, coming home second. How disappointed are you that you couldn't pull off the win there here tonight at the 14th annual Harvest of Speed?
Something like that, I normally would be disappointed, but you know what, man, I am just tickled pink. That was just an awesome, awesome, awesome race out there. I wish I could have won, but hey, I made one too many mistakes out there, and you were there to pounce on it, and you know what, you deserved it. We beat and banged out there. That's going to happen at this track, but you know what, that was just a blast. I had just such a great time out there. I think that's probably the first top five I've ever gotten at this track.
That's quite an accomplishment, Dominic. Explain a little bit there. The lap traffic did a really good job out there, it seemed like, but at the end, you had two cars. What looked like one was going slow on the bottom, and one got hung up at the top side, splitting, almost going four wide down the backstretch there. How nerve wracking was that?
I didn't even get nerve wracked at all on that. I was just having such a blast out there battling with you, and it's I'm just tickled pink. I just had so much fun out there tonight. This was just absolutely amazing the way we ran out there.
Well, it sure was. They say heat's dead, but boy, that there was plenty of life left in that one. Let's talk to our third place finisher. Congratulations, David. Great way to start out the season here with a great time trial run for you, and then winning the dash, and then second in the feature at the Harvest. Congratulations, Dominic.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope everybody out there that watched that out there enjoyed it. I know I did, and I hope everybody else did.
Dominic Joy out of Oswego, New York, ladies and gentlemen. Second place here tonight at the Harvest of Speed. Let's talk to our third place finisher, Steady Steve Callahan. Steve, that might be a misnomer for tonight because it's pretty hard to be steady and smooth at this joint. You were inside, outside. You weren't upside down, but boy, you were in the thick of the battle out there tonight. How do you feel about your Harvest of Speed run?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Big congrats to you, Bob. Yeah, you were there at the end, and yeah, you deserve that one, man. You drove your butt off. Dom too, buddy. Yeah, it's a tough place. We're following nose to tail, kind of logging laps, but still racing hard. And it's a lot of fun. Got jumbled up in lap traffic there for a little bit, but we were all inside, outside, trying to cross these river roads. It was awesome. I know we put on a good show for the broadcast. I can't wait to see when it comes out, watch it. But thank you, Kevin, for getting all the broadcast stuff going, and I'm sure the video is going to be awesome. And it's just good to have another year of Super started here. The greatest super modified online video league in the world, in my opinion. So hope everybody had fun. Hey, it's a top three to start the season, so it's a good start. Go at it in North Carolina swing.
Steady Steve Callahan coming home with a podium finish. Let's talk fourth place finisher. His teammate Keith put one on you, pal. Keith, were you able to put one on anybody out there tonight in the Icings on Top machine?
Maybe with a couple more laps. I just try to stay clean and patient there in the beginning of the race. When I got by Carl, the rest of the pack was gone. Before halfway, I looked up and Steve had like 3.5 seconds on me, so I was just kind of logging laps. Got a little bit of damage on the front nose wing, so that made it a little a little tougher, and just took about the middle of the race to kind of figure out what the car wanted to do, and it kind of got a lot better there at the end. I just started driving it a little bit different, and I was able to run down the pack. I couldn't believe it. I seen a bunch of racing going on and a lap car in the mix, and they got closer, closer, closer with 2 to go. I was right there, and I thought, wow. I mean, it was a heck of a race to watch it from me. That was for sure. And just started to sneak under my teammate there on the last lap, coming off of 4, and got sucked into the pits there. But hey, we're happy to bring home a 4th place finish. Not a good qualifying effort, and just tried to stay patient through the race. But man, the race in front of me looked awesome. Want to thank Supers, and want to thank Kevin. Wow, man, to not race, to make sure that broadcast gets on there and looks good and everything he does, just a huge sacrifice. And Rob also, I seen he got kind of sucked into the pits early in the race, and that's a bummer for him because he had a really fast car too. But gotta thank him for helping everybody out, the patience he has. It's just, I gotta give him a big shout out also. And congrats to top 3. That's awesome for you, Bobby, and for Dom and Steve. It's good to see my teammate up there and make the podium. So, all in all, I mean, it was a good race tonight. Had a lot of fun. It seems like everybody had a lot of fun. Hope we put on a really good show for everybody. And again, I just want to thank Supers and thank Kevin, for getting the broadcast and whatnot up. And definitely congrats to you, Bobby. Good run tonight.
Well, thank you, Keith, and again, thanks to everybody for coming in tonight. Let's talk to Rob Warren, our 5th place finisher, real quick. Rob, as we move to wrap the broadcast up, you had a real good race car early in that race, but looked like you got the dreaded pit suck, and that makes about 3 or 4 times now that's happened to you here at LaPorte. How tough was it out there tonight to gather it back up and just keep your head in the game and go for it?
You can be upset about the finish, but you cannot be upset about the race. To get a pit suck and only be 5.5 seconds down to the winner says something about the car. The car was great. I mean, it really, really was great. I gotta give a big shout out and a hats off to my buddy Carl Becker, who absolutely just stepped right out of the way, let me go, and I think he just tried to hang on to the back bumper. But the bigger shout out goes to the 7 of Nelson Rodriguez, because that poor guy was trying to run where none of us would ever try to run. He was doing his best to get up in the high groove, and there is no grip up there. So, big shout out to Nelson. You did a great job, man. That is not where you want to be running. That is not where the car's happy. And you did an awesome job as a lap car. Yeah, I got the early pit suck, but I made a dangerous move early in the race. Dom came up on Nelson. Dom backed off a little before I expected. As soon as he backed off, I bumped him. And once I bumped him, it slowed the car down enough to make the front tires grip. My fault completely. I know it happens. And I did it once again. So huge congratulations to you, Bob, Dom, and Steve. I was trying to figure out Keith, but he's right. He right about the middle of the race, he started to steady the gap and then started to gap me. But I had a great race for running by myself for the latter 7/8 of that show. My own fault, no one's fault other than me. Awesome show, man. Awesome show. As I'm coming down the back stretch with a lap or 2 to go, I can see the top 4 diving into turn 3 and coming out of 4. I'm like, wow, after getting a pit suck, I would have never guessed it. I was waiting to be lapped. So thanks a lot to Kevin for the vid serve. Bob, for all you do. And the top 3, man, hats off. And not even hats off to the top three. The guys behind us, they did a hell of a job.
And that's no lie. Let's